did you mount the TV underneath the speaker tripod? Yes, it's been a long time since we've done one of these, but today I am back with another DJ setup review video. Yes, this is by far one of the most heavily requested videos on my channel. So today I'm going to be sharing with you guys my opinions on the setups that you guys sent in to me. So without further ado, let's jump right in. Our first setup today comes from Matthew Rubio. He's actually a buddy of mine. He works for Magic Moments, and we're taking a look at two setups. He says one is actually Magic Moments, and one is his. So the first one is a pretty standard facade, tops, and mixer setup. This is like the go-to. He did a great job of tidying up his cables. It's very nice, although I will say this speaker over here looks a little bit tilted. I struggle with that too. Sometimes my speakers look tilted. I don't know what the issue with that is. If we scroll down, we have a bigger setup. Oh, I hate when this happens. I hate when they get TVs and they don't book lights on top. I've actually been to this venue and I don't think this venue has lighting. I will say though, I would like some tidying up here on the side, tidying up here on the side. Next setup comes from Xavier Santana from West Palm Beach. Oh, this is a nice setup. DJ Javi Star right here, a little sticker here on the laptop, and I can see the Palm Beach Polo Club here. This facade is a little bit odd. Is that a TV there? I can't really tell, but it does look like that's a TV. I wonder how he carries that around. This might be a homemade facade. That doesn't look like something you can buy, but that looks like a TV. I would have liked to seen that on to see what it kind of looks like, but he did do a great job keeping everything nice and tidy. He's got the focus spots, the glow totems, the scrims are nice and tight, so check, kudos for that. This is a solid setup. The only thing that's throwing me off is this TV here. I don't know how I feel about that. It looks a little mini, and then you have this space down below. There is a cable dangling back here, but it does look like he tidied some of these up, so one of two things must have happened. He must have forgot to tie down a cable, or videographer came, took out a tap, and then just dropped his Zoom recorder right here. Our next setup comes from Ethan, and alright, this looks like an entry-level setup. This is a bit of a weird light stand. It's not a T-bar, it's just two lights here. I don't know how I feel about that. And then the next thing is his speaker scrims are very loose. You kind of like speaker scrims a little bit tighter. I know a lot of guys do loose scrims on the totems. That looks okay. However, that look doesn't translate well to tripod scrims. So it's very loose here. He's got some Yorkville stuff. And then he's got looks like a Derby or a Quinta. And then this is actually one of the first lights that I had. I don't know what this black one is called, but I actually had one of them. It was from China. It's a bit of a weird look with this setup. I can tell it's kind of like an entry-level setup, but he did do a great job of keeping the cables nice and tidy. I don't see a mess underneath here. He did a great job hiding that. He did light up his table scrim, which is great. So this is pretty solid for somebody starting out, I would say. Our next setup comes in from DJ Kelly Flavor, and wow, he's got the focus spot in pearls as well. He's got that Chauvet light. I was actually thinking about getting this Chauvet light a long time ago, but now I don't really put the lights underneath the speakers. I really hope that this is like a bridal show, not a party, because I see that there is this sign here. I don't know if this is his, but man, I hope he's not bringing that to his parties, because this is a little bit weird bringing a big sign like that. This might be a wedding show. Another thing that I do not like is this big projector right in front of the setup. I know it can be tough finding a place to put the monogram, but man, this is like the worst spot, like right in front of you. I would have probably tried to step up my setup a couple of steps, like right up front, and then I would have tried to hide this tripod behind myself or behind one of the totems. But man, right in front of yourself is not good. Man, he's just got to get rid of this monogram projector right in front. And this is a massive monogram projector. It's huge. Next setup is from Tyler. All right, so we got a couple things happening here. All right, Tyler, first thing I will say, you got to get these speakers up a little bit and also get these lights up as well. Usually what you want to do with these lights, when you put them underneath your speakers, I would definitely try to put them right underneath it. If your clamp is sliding down, just take a bit of gaff tape, wrap it around the tripod, and that'll make the tripod a little bit thicker so you can clamp it on, and that way you can pretty much place the light right underneath the speaker. The lights are way too low, so I would definitely get these up a little bit more, as well as the speakers. And also another thing that I am not a fan of, get tape, please. Do not wrap cables around the tripods like that. That is a huge pet peeve of mine that a lot of DJs do. They wrap their cable around and it looks like a Twizzler. I don't like that. Next setup comes from DJ Eddie D. All right, we got a lot of stuff happening here. This is a weird setup. He's got 2 speakers on a tripod. A couple of things with this setup. You have a ton of space here on the stage. I would have liked it if you would have spread this out a little bit more. You have these totems right on top of your facade. It's way too tight for my liking. So I would have liked it if you would have spread them out a little bit more. Usually the way I line up my totems is I line them up with the edge of my facade. However, my base plates are a little bit wider. These look like those collapsible Rockville totems, and these are way smaller. You can see the base plate. So I would have maybe put a foot in between here and then put the totem here and then spread this out a little bit more. I would have also probably tried to get rid of the scrim, and I would have just taken a subwoofer pole and then mounted these on top right here and right here. Next setup comes in from Lucas White, and he set this up in his garage. Look at this. Oh, it actually says don't judge the background. He set this up in his garage. Lucas, you did a great job with this. This actually looks like one of my setups. Your totems look a little bit short, I will say, but you did a great job of hiding everything. Also, a little pro tip, if you guys are using 5-panel facades and you only have 4 lights, because I know usually they come in 4-pack, trick that I do is I hide the park cans right on the column. So 1 park can here, 1 park can here, and 1 park can here. So that eliminates the need for 5, and I can just go 1, 2, 3, 4, and that illuminates the totem really nicely. Overall, Lucas, nice setup. Here it is in orange. You did a great job hiding all the cables. Everything looks nice and tidy. The only thing that I don't like is that you did it in your garage. Next setup is from DJ T Major. All right, DJ T Major, what do we have here? So a couple of things that you could do here is you can hide these park cans right underneath the pillars, because I see you kind of shot these sideways in order to try to light the whole facade. However, it doesn't look well because you have a lot of hot spots. So you can get rid of the hot spots by just shooting them straight up, like a similar uplight here, but putting them on the columns, on the little breaks of the facade. That way you kind of get a nicer, even wash. It's okay if you don't wash the back. You did a great job with your T-bars. The cables are nice and tidy. Everything else looks nice and tidy. DJ Lallet, all right, we have a couple of... Whoa, this is a funky one. Look at what he did with the facade. He kind of made it triangly. Again, another thing that you can do is move that park can on the pillar similar to what you did here, but just center it a little bit more so that it doesn't look awkward. Like these two right here look awkward. So just move this here, keep that one there, maybe just center it a little bit more, and then move this one here. This bottom one, I don't know how I feel about this triangly looking facade. It's kind of like a fence almost when you set it up like this. I would also tidy up these cables here, tidy up these cables here. And now, contrary to the other setups, these speakers are really high up. I would have liked it if you put the light right underneath it. I hate seeing that cap in between, and I especially hate seeing those dangling cables. Get some electrical tape, some gaff tape just to tape down your cables, and I don't know, maybe get down those speakers just a little bit. It looks a little bit high. They're really high up. DJ Janko. All right, DJ Janko. Wow, we have a lot going on here. Wow, this is a weird tripod. Look at this. I don't even know what to say about this one. This one is kind of a stomper. All right, there's just a lot going on. So first, let's start off with the cable management. You got to do a better job with your cable management. Man, also, man, you're putting your controller, it looks like, on top of the case. Oh, man, there's too much going on here, DJ Janko. We gotta tighten it up. Definitely tidy up your workspace. See if you can get rid of that table behind you. That chair behind you is not a good look. Hide it right behind you if you must have a chair. There's just too much going on. If you're using a nice DJ setup that's not on top of your case like this, then it's totally okay to have it out in the open. However, However, if you're gonna have multiple cables and mixed board, you might be better off with a facade. Second thing is you can buy a mic boom and just put it on your table so you don't have to carry around this big mic boom for like guitarists or musicians. Key bar here has just got way too much going on. I just don't like this dotted pattern here that these Kintas create. I don't like this at all. Maybe what I would do is just get another one of these moving head wash fixtures and just put one here and one here and get rid of this long penis looking thing. Just because it's just a weird look, man. It's a weird look. Our next setup comes from Elite DJs, and wow, okay, he did a great job. Cable management needs a little bit of work. He's one of those cable wrapper guys. I hate this cable wrapping thing. I don't like it at all. Guys, just buy some electrical tape, throw it in your DJ bag, your DJ backpack. You can get like a roll of like 50 for like 10 bucks, and then just literally just wrap a little bit of electrical tape around your tripods, around your speaker poles. Aside from your cable management, I can't really complain about anything else. Everything looks nice and tight. Next setup is from Raul Santos. All right, man. Talk about compact. So you've compacted what would traditionally be a massive setup to a very, 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 very compact size. I would probably consider scrims with your trussing, and I would probably get these speakers up a little bit higher. They're almost level to your computer, which is way too low. I am not so much a fan of using the short totems if I don't have big totems. So I kind of like having that collapsing from big to small. So if you're using 4 towers, you have 2 big ones and 2 small ones. The setups look dope when you do that. However, when you just have 2 short ones, it is a bit of a weird look. I will say though, sometimes you are at the mercy of the venues, because sometimes the traditional 2-meter totems will be a little bit too big for a venue with short ceilings. When you put the light on top, it just doesn't fit. It doesn't have enough room to move. And then you definitely need to work on your wire management behind you. Next one is actually still from Raul, and I actually like this one a lot better. Your cable management still needs work, but I like this one a lot better. From Sydney, Australia, DJ Nav. All right, DJ Nav, what do we have here? We got 2 different ones. Oh man, I hate when you guys send in 2 different ones. Makes my job kind of hard, because then I can't get to everybody else's. Not a fan of putting lights on top of the speakers, man. It just looks weird. DJ Rick Webb got all you guys doing that now. Everything else looks clean from what I could tell. I would have liked for you to center between this pillar though. You're a little bit off center. I don't know if that's a staging thing or if that's a you thing. Makeup, great job. This looks really clean. Okay, you guys sent in 2. I hate when you guys sent in 2. Okay, so these are 2 totally different ones. I really like this one. This one is nice and tidy. I'm even okay with the lights on top of the speakers on this one. It actually looks pretty clean. This one, wow, this is a lot of sound. Whoa, why do you need speakers here and here and here? That's a lot of freaking sound. I actually kind of like this setup, except for these speakers here. If this was a band, I would have been okay if you would put them facing them, so that way they're kind of floor monitors, but I actually kind of like these. These are pretty good. Great job, Jacob. DJ Oscar Salas. Okay, so what do we have here? This is a weird facade. This looks like a homemade facade with LED strips from Amazon wrapped around the side. Oscar, you got to work on your cables, man. Cables here. Cables need a lot of work. Also, not a fan of these obsolete lights. I don't even think companies make these lights anymore. These are old-fashioned movers. These are called, I think these are called scanners, but not a fan of them, especially not a fan of them on speaker scrims. There's a couple of things I would change. Definitely start with the cable management, and then maybe invest in some different lights as opposed to these scanners, man. These scanners are old school, throwback. This setup comes all the way from South Africa. DJ Rudy from South Africa. All right, DJ Rudy, let's see what South Africa got. Oh, you got some club files here, so you can tell he's nasty with the turntablism. Got the old school dicer over here. That was before the pads came along. It's kind of hard to judge your DJ setup because a lot of these are kind of like your workstation, which I do love. I can see here you're using Serato Scratch Live, but this is the only setup I can kind of judge, and it's weird. How did you even do this? Did you run the cables through here on the floor? I would definitely get these lights off the floor. I would definitely try to find a better place for this tripod. Maybe you come out a little bit. That might have been dependent on the venue though. But yeah, you got a lot going on here. How'd you get that speaker back there? All right, DJ Maverick, let's see what you got here. All right, very pixelated picture, but this is great, man. Talk about symmetry. Look at this. Vroom, straight up. This is what using a T-bar is all about. Love it. This is the right way. Everybody take notes. This is the right way on how to use T-bars. Nice in front. He's even got a scrim covering it, and it's behind him. I don't see any loose cables dangling. I don't think these lights produce this little dots on the floor, so he might have a light anotherwhere else in the room, because I think these are washes. I could be wrong. But yeah, this is a nice, clean setup. Great job. Camilo, whoa, this is weird. This is a weird setup. So this is a gig bar flex underneath the speakers. I'm just gonna go ahead and say I don't like the gig bars underneath the speakers. This facade looks okay, but I'm not a fan of having white trim or black trim and then having the opposite color as the actual scrim. With this setup, I would have just probably opted to use the tripods that come with the gig bar and then just put them on the side here and on the side here, because this looks like you can bump your head onto it. This next one comes from Dubai, from DJ Whale. Wow, man, this is nice. This is what Dubai looks like. He must be DJing for like Princess and stuff. This is dope. This is dope. I like this. So nice clean setup. I don't know what this cable is all about. That's a bit of a weird one. I would have probably got these speakers up a little bit. However, he is on a stage, so the speakers are nice and high. Honestly speaking, this looks like one of my setups, so I like it. I like it a lot. Great job. All the way from Dubai. Wow, people watch my videos in Dubai. That's cool. Daniel, what we have here are some Eon speakers and a gig bar. You guys love those gig bars. So the thing with those T-bars, those gig bars, is that they look cool if you can set them up right behind you. However, you don't often have that luxury. And here's a perfect example of that. I would have liked to seen this T-bar right behind them above the crowd, but it just looks so weird when you just throw it anywhere in the room. But you can see that he has no other option because he can't come up any further. And if he puts this behind himself, he's not going to have any room to work. So, it's a bit tight on space. His cables are nice and tidy. Cables are nice and tidy here. So aside from that, looks good. Pure Vision Entertainment. This is Jared. Whoa, what's up, Jared? I know Jared. Jared's my buddy. This is dope. I love the amber. What kind of lights are you using for your facade? These are a nice spread wash. Look at that. Only thing I don't like is these moving heads. It looks like they're on top of your table. But this is great. JD Play. Wow. Did you bring this LED dance floor? These are expensive, right? Wow. All right, DJ D Player, right off the bat, how the hell did you mount the TV underneath the speaker tripods? That's some crazy stuff right there. How'd you do that? Another thing I will say, I do not like banners. Don't bring banners, guys. I know you think you're going to get clients and stuff, but man, it just looks so tacky when you're using a banner to kind of, you know, as your facade. So I would definitely get rid of this banner. You did a great job with your lighting, maybe just tightening up this cable here. I can kind of notice those right off the bat. I also don't know how I feel about TVs on tripods underneath the speakers. That's a bit of a weird look, but you actually kind of pulled it off. I'm not gonna lie. I mean, they're nice and tight to the speakers. You did a great job with your overhead lighting rig. The dance floor is dope. Don't like the sign, and I don't know how I feel about the TV. Oh, this setup is black like my soul. Black scrims. Love that everything is black. This is consistency. This is what I'm talking about. You can tell he had to share this with a band, so a band was probably gonna go here. These are probably gonna dance around when you have them set up like this. You might need to strap these down because these are gonna knock. Can't really see too much back here. DJ Mark, all right, this is a nice clean setup. Did you Photoshop this? It looks a little bit weird. These totems look a little bit weird. What kind of totems are these? They look a little skinny. That's why I'm saying that. These totems are very skinny and they look tall. It's kind of redundant having scrims and then hide the scrims behind the facade. This is a massive facade, by the way. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You do got to do some cleanup here on the back. That might have been the photographer. I'm not faulting you for that. Aside from that, you got the focus spots. It looks like they're DMX. Great job. And then it looks like you were struggling with some haloing from the monogram here. Again, that's just something that it's tough to fix here. But you did hide it behind the speaker tripod, which is dope. So, all around, great job. Armando Hernandez. DJ Pitbull. Yo soy Armando formando escándalo. Damn. Armando, you gotta do a lot of cable work, man. Cable work is no bueno. Cable work needs a lot of tightening up. Look, it looks like you daisy chained this real ghetto. Like, you just took like a 2-foot cable and said, yoink, right here. I would have put these speakers right next to my facade as opposed to in front of the facade. Having the speakers in front of the facade makes no sense. Also, maybe put a mover on top of the totem so that the totems don't look bald. Also, I would have turned this light on at least for the photo. As you guys can see, this light is off, and the lights here on the top aren't centered. You need to definitely work on centering your gear. I would have put this big overhead rig a little bit more to the left and definitely need some cleaning up too. All right, so this next one comes from Alexander Nava. All right, Alexander, let's see what you did here. You actually pretty much did a great job. Everything looks nice and tidy. I love that you hid the tripod of the overhead rig behind the tripod of the speakers. This is really smart. So if you're standing in front of it, you probably can't see this totem here. Cable work is actually nice and tidy. Again, going with what I was saying before, not a fan of the black trim, white scrim. Not a fan of that, but aside from that, it looks great. This is going to be my last and final setup. This one comes from Jonathan Rivera from Puerto Rico. Jonathan, wow. I sent in a couple ones. I'm just going to go ahead and pick my favorite one, which is this one. The facade is dope. Is that a dragon front board facade? What kind of facade is that? No, this is actually a gobo that he projected. I thought this was the scrim. This is actually a gobo projection. Wow. Jonathan, this was really nice. I really like this. He might have actually custom built this because it looks like it has like some flaps here. I wonder what those are for. All right, that's going to do it for this episode of DJ Setup Review. I want to thank all the DJs from all around the world that sent in their setup to be featured here on this video. Thank you, bro, so much for watching. I'd love to get your opinion on all these setups. I want to get the conversation going. Let me know what you guys think of my opinions. Let me know what you guys think of the setups, what you like, what you don't like. Let's get the conversation going down in those comments below. Lastly, I do want to mention that I do have my DJ drops up for sale. All my sound effects, my bombs, my siren, all my effects for YouTube, the swooshes, the bings, the bangs, all that is now up for sale. A lot of you guys ask me on my gig logs what siren I'm using, what bombs I'm using, what effects I'm using, those one blood effects that you guys love between my reggaes. All those are now up for sale, but they are only up for sale for a limited time. Check out the link down below. Supplies are limited because I don't want every DJ and their mom running around with my sound effects. So get on it while you still can and before the price raises. Thank you, bros, once more. If you like this video, please be sure to like it, subscribe if you're new around here, and if you really want to help me out, don't forget to turn on that bell so that you can be notified next time we do another DJ setup review video. Keep in mind that if you want to send in your setup to be featured on the next episode of DJ Setup Review, you do have to be subscribed in order for you to be able to access my community tab. Signing off, DJ Barr. Peace.